Hey up my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody can hear me alright. I just realised as I started the countdown that I wasn't wearing my AirPods, so I'm relying on the... And also, I left my laptop at work. So I'm using a very old laptop, so the picture probably won't be as good today because it's not as sharp and as clear as the one I usually use. But hey ho, can't be helped. Note to self, bring home your laptop on a Friday. So let's do some hellos to everybody. So first one in, an hour ago was Chelsea. Forgot the UK time change happened a week earlier. Yeah, so ours happened last Sunday morning. So Saturday night to Sunday morning. So you guys in the States are a little bit closer to us now. I think yours go back tonight though, don't they? Whereas in the spring, I think there's like a 3-week delay between the two. Brian, hello Brian, also early. Caroline, hello Caroline. We've got Jamie and Susie, Joanne, Basedi, how are you? We've got Tanji, hello Tanji. And Nancy, hello. Going to be listening as I multitask. That's fine. Well, hello and welcome. Hello, Patrice. How are you doing? Who else have we got? Dee and Shauna. Hello, Shauna. Nice to see you. Barefoot Pagan. Hello. How are you doing? And Susie, did I say you? I think I did. Patrice is fixing coffee and brunch. Can't type now, but send good vibes to all. Well, enjoy your brunch and your coffee. We've got Marianne and long-haired skinny-eyed toe. We've got Malamia, hello. Back now, it's noon. I forgot about the time change. Yeah, I think lots of people forget about the time change. I just wish they'd stop doing it. I say that every time, so... We've also got Frank. Hello, Frank. And Robin. Hi, Robin. Jen. Hello. Happy Saturday to you. Good morning. You're an hour closer now too as well. So it'll be 9 there. No, you're 7 hours, aren't you? Not 8. It would have been 9. It'd be 10 now. No, because that'll make it 6. 9. I'm terrible with time zones. Isabel, hello Isabel. And Maharet, how are you? Kate, hello Kate. Woman Who Sees, Grey Haze, hi Simon the Gang. Michael, first time, long time, finally caught it. Well, welcome Michael, nice to see you. And we have Star Laveau, Robin, another Robin. And our Kim, hello Kim, Jennifer, Rebecca and SJ. So hello and welcome everybody. Have we all got a cuppa? Hopefully we've all got a cuppa. It's dark already. You might, now last night was our bonfire night. We call it bonfire night now, but when I was a kid it was always called Guy Fawkes night. The 5th of November every year. So it's always remember the 5th of November. And it was like the Blitz. I think the reason why it was so loud and noisy last night is because there is no... Hello, Richie and Vintage Moon. There is no organised display this year. The council stopped it. We're having a Christmas market, but they stopped the Goose Fair in October and they stopped the Bonfire Night celebrations, which is at the huge recreation ground about half a mile from here. But I can stand at my window free of charge and watch the magnificent display. So because I think they weren't having it this year, a lot more people or local businesses like pubs and things like that have all done their own So it was, I mean, it was quite fantastic to see, but wow, I went to bed at 11 last night and there was still, you know, it was like a machine gun going off with all the fireworks. But I think there'll be some tonight as well, because a lot of people wait for the weekend, even though Friday's technically a weekend. I think there'll be some tonight as well. So you may hear some, although my windows are closed and I've got double glazing. So some people filing in still, so nice to see everybody coming in. Welcome, welcome. Bonfire, treason and plot. So loud here last night. One of our parks has their display today, so going out later, although cold and wet at the moment. Yeah, so your council, your borough council has obviously allowed one of the parks to still have one. Ours was stopped. Hi, Ultraviolet Morgan. Which, you know, I get it. Well, I do and I don't, because, you know, then they're opening the Christmas market in a couple of weeks and that attracts thousands of people. And it's outdoor space. I'm not quite sure why they've stopped it, because, you know, other independent ones are still happening. I prefer the organised ones because they're safer. There's going to be less accidents if people go to an organised display rather than do it at home in the back garden. But Tamworth have their free firework event on tonight. Yeah, lots are doing it tonight, you see, at the castle grounds. They didn't last year, but the council has started ours up today. Wow, so I've been to Tamworth Castle. Hi Sheila. Yeah, so I think just there, you know, a few people are saying that there's some displays tonight. So, and they start as soon as it starts to get dark. It starts. Yo, there they are. How are you doing, Elle? How's your day going? It's pouring with rain and so windy in Yorkshire, so it may be quiet. Oh, we haven't got any rain. It's quite nice at the moment in the Midlands. The sun is just going down, just going below the horizon, so it's getting really dark. I've got all my lights on, so we should start hearing them soon. But it's a shame if there's organised displays and it's raining. There's a John Lennon song, Remember, that closes with Remember the 5th of November. Yeah, we had it drilled into us, and who was it? I mentioned the gunpowder treason plot. It was Isabel. So we used to have this little rhyme when I was a kid at school. Remember the 5th of November. It went on beyond that, but everybody used to say it. Remember the 5th of November. Guy Fawkes, who was going to blow up the Houses of Parliament, and was caught in the act, so he was burnt. And every year from then on we celebrate that, which is quite macabre when you think about it, that they don't do guys as much as they used to. So when I was a kid, you made a guy, so basically you made an effigy. I can always remember putting one in a wheelbarrow and wheeling it around all the neighbours, and it was called Penny for the Guy. So you'd make a guy, which was a human-sized effigy of Guy Fawkes, and then you would go around and knock on people's door and say penny for the guy, and they'd give you a penny. Well, when I was a kid, it was probably like 10p or something like that, and then you got a big bag of money to spend on goodies and things, and then you burnt him on Bonfire night. So I haven't seen Guy Fawkes effigies being burnt in probably the last 20 years, but certainly when I was a kid, you burnt Guy Fawkes. So gunpowder, they didn't really teach it like we used to learn when I was at school. They didn't really teach it like we used to learn when I was at school. What, they taught it differently? They taught the story differently? I'm in the US, and even I've heard remember the 5th of November. Yeah, well, the world's a smaller place now. So when I was in the US, nobody knew of, well, I'll say nobody, not many people knew of Bonfire Night or anything like that. What was the other thing? Was it Bonfire Night, stars are bright, all the little children. There were so many different rhymes. But I used to love Guy Fawkes Night when I was a kid, because my dad used to bake jacket potatoes and wrap them in foil, not to eat, but to put in your coat pockets, because it used to be really bitter when I was a kid on the 5th of November. And we'd go to an organised display, and until they lit that bonfire, and the bonfire then, you know, it always looked like it was miles away, but then you realised why, because the heat would be so intense, it would glow white. But until that point, we used to put our hands in our pockets and use the jacket potatoes as like little heaters to keep our hands warm. Probably not politically correct now. Yeah, well, it is. When you think about it, it's quite disturbing, isn't it, to get kids to create an effigy of somebody and then burn them on a bonfire to symbolise, you know, the treason that happened. I was terrified of the guy when I was a child. Still don't like clowns or ventriloquist dummies. Yeah, but you always used to end up putting some sort of mask on it to replicate the face, didn't you? I can remember finding old wigs and things, and like old suits that you got from back of your dad's wardrobe or things like that. Shirt and trousers, rope tied around the middle. But you needed something for the face, so it was usually your leftover mask from Halloween the week before. So whatever mask you had for Halloween. Tammy Pie, pagan. It's quite pagan. Yeah. Although it's not a pagan tradition. It was a way to remind people of the penalty for treason. So, because there would have been a monarch in the Houses of Parliament at the time as well. So, anyway, that was a little bit of a segue about the British culture, Bonfire Night. I say British culture, it could have been adopted in any of the what was the former British Empire countries and states and territories, or even Commonwealth countries now. I don't know. If anybody's in here from other places that celebrate Guy Fawkes Night, or Bonfire Night as we now refer to it, let me know. Hi Jackie. And Tammy Pie's watching and choring. Yep, they were trying to kill the king. Yeah. We only have bonfires on, what's that? Walpurgis Night? Last of April. Walpurgis Night. I've never heard of that, or Walpurgis Night. Not much in Canada. Yeah, and we only ever had fireworks on Bonfire Night. Fireworks didn't get set off at New Year until the millennium, which seems incredible now because we have the most fantastic. I mean, they may have done down in London, you know, the Big Ben striking and some fireworks in the capital, but you couldn't buy them to have them here. And I can remember when the millennium happened. I almost said the year then. Back in the millennium, we know when it was. Going outside and seeing people like, come outside, there's loads of fireworks going off, and was like, oh wow. And then every New Year now we just have huge firework displays everywhere. It's like Bonfire Night. We only have bonfires on Walpurgis Night, the last of April. Yes, I read that, didn't I? Not celebrated in Canada that I know of. I googled it. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Valborgus Massafutton translates to I don't know which is harder, to Walpurgis Night. I love learning about British culture. My mum's side of the family came from England. Oh, whereabouts, Jennifer? I remember a mention of Bonfire Night in the beginning of Sorcerer's Stone. The book, not the movie. My ancestry is mainly English, Irish and Dutch. New Year's and 4th of July. Yeah. But then, you know, we went when I was married to an American. We went over for 4th of July, and it was that hot that the fireworks were banned. So we went to this huge stadium. What do they call it? American football, soccer, whatever, or baseball. It might have even been a baseball stadium, but it was a huge university stadium anyway. And we went for this 4th of July celebrations, and they couldn't have any fireworks because of the risk of fires from them, because it was so hot. It was something like 110 degrees, I think, something like that. Thank you, Caroline. Walpurgis is a German saint now, I think. Oh, okay, so it's something to... Why did they have a bonfire for a German saint then? Was he burnt? And did he then become a martyr? Or... I'm Dutch too. Shetland has a fire festival, Up Helly, a Viking tradition. Up Helly are a Viking tradition. Well, we've had a lot this week because it's also it was Diwali on Thursday, which is the festival of light that's celebrated by Hindus, and we've got quite a thriving Hindu community in Nottingham. There's a Hindu temple in Nottingham, so there's lots of things happening on Thursday as well, and we're only 20 minutes on train from Leicester, which again has a huge Hindu population. So well, I should say a huge Asian population who follow the Hindu tradition. Hello, how are you, Mama Squirrel? Long time no see. How are you doing? Oh, you've put long time no see, but I've missed you. Well, it's lovely to see you. I hope you're keeping well. Google Walpurgis Night, the Hermit's Cave. I will do. I will. They burn a Viking boat. I love it. I love all these different traditions from around the world. From Search, Walpurgis Night is the night of the bonfire in Sweden, traditionally believed to ward off evil spirits. Wow. So those who's just coming in, probably thinking, what are they talking about? Was talking about the fact that in the UK last night was Bonfire Night, or it used to be called Guy Fawkes Night, which is our big night of the year. We have big bonfires and huge firework displays, and I was saying that we'll probably get some tonight because there's lots of organised displays that have waited until the weekend, until the Saturday. So, but there was loads going off last night. I'm good. I am busy, but great to see you. Good to see you too. So good to learn about different cultures through this community, isn't it? Absolutely. I found some ancestors named Farrar who were even from Essex, where Stuart Farrar is from. I'm not sure if I meant to know who Stuart Farrar is. Hello, June. Hi, Simon and everybody. Hope you're all having a great Saturday. We are, yes, having a great Saturday, thank you. I've been chatting away for 20 minutes. I've not even kind of started yet. I was going to show a deck. I'm enjoying having it. Well, it's Cuppa, it's catch up, which is what we're doing now, and then we'll move on to cards. I always enjoy seeing different holidays from around the world. Really love Dia de los Muertos. Yes, from Hispanic tradition. The tradition is based on pre-Christian holiday that existed in Germany but has later been named after the cult of Saint Volborg. Oh wow, this is fascinating. And Ultraviolet Morgan says, my ancestors actually left England during the time of the witchcraft persecutions and moved to the Salem, Boston area during that witch craze. No wonder I've always been obsessed with that. Wow. So was it the Pendle area? I still want to go there. I've never been to Pendle Hill. And I know there's a witchcraft museum there, and obviously there's the whole, there's lots of kind of new age and witchy shops and things. Most Haunted did a Halloween live from Pendle Hill once, and it was fantastic. I loved it. Janet and Stuart Farrar were famous witch author couple. Oh, okay. Hi, Kay. Alright, so I've got a deck. So I don't know if you remember me saying, do you remember a few months ago I showed Tarot Cats by Anna One, and it was a Fournier deck, and I was saying I really like these Fournier decks, and this was a gift, but somebody in the live, and I can't remember who, said, oh, check out Tarot de Luz, which is the Tarot of Light. Oh, we've just been talking about the Festival of Light, haven't we? And I added it to my wish list. So if you've seen my videos this week, I mentioned that I got quite a nice, very generous voucher, Amazon voucher, for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. And so I just took a few things off my wish list and ordered them with this voucher. And this is one of them, which is Tarot de Luz. It's beautiful in its packaging. There's something about the artwork of this deck. It kind of reminds me of a cross between Nicoletta Ciccoli, although a different medium, but the same sort of, I get the same sort of reaction to it. And was it the Tarot Marseille Wait? I think that's what it's called. You know, the French one, with this kind of sketchy watercolour type. It kind of reminds me of a cross between the two of them. I saw that deck on eBay and kept stopping myself getting it. Interested to hear your thoughts, says Isabel. Well, it was so cheap. I think I paid £11 for it. So £11 would be what? $15? I've not even opened it yet. I thought I'll save it for a Cuppa catch-up and we can have a look at it together. At least you get me, Elle and Elizabeth. Or what did Jen say? Simon, I've got a deck. Me? What? I missed that completely. What I meant was I got a new deck. So yeah, it has got like a handwritten. So how is that? Oh, that looks better on camera than reading it with my eye. Aitor Sarita. All I know about this artist and this deck is that obviously it translates as Tarot of Light, but it's a lifetime of work. The art is all by the creator, but they went back through their kind of back catalogue of art and then used some images that they'd done over years and brought it together for this tarot deck. Hi Dee. So the box is beautiful. It's got this, and if Elle is still in the chat, they will love this because they like all things pink when it comes to tarot decks. They very often edge decks in pink, and really liked my, what's it called? Lion's Gateway. Too many decks. Lion's Gateway because of the pink backs. But this is really lovely. It's like a soft baby pink, and it's got this metallic gold embossed in on it. Really, really beautiful. There they are. Pink, pink, pink. Simon, when were you in Santa Cruz? I wasn't. I'm not sure what you mean, Robin. So it is a tuck box, but Fournier boxes. Although some of the old Marseille Fourniers that I've got are in 2-part boxes. It's not sealed on the inside. Cards are just in there. It has the Two of Cups as the design on the back. I've got to be careful that, because using this old Mac as well can be a little bit glary. So it's a really thick, it looks like a fold out. They've done this a few times. Sometimes, which I'm pleased they haven't, Fournier will put their fold out right in the middle of the cards. And I know it's to make it easier, you know, closing and opening the box, but it was a bugbear of mine because it was, when you put the cards together, they never sat right. Put in my Amazon cart waiting to hit checkout based on cards. Oh, no pressure then. So yeah, so it's kind of like a, well, it's not a complete fold out, but it's stapled in the middle of 4 parts. It looks like it's going to be in multi-languages. So we've got Spanish, English, French, Dutch and Portuguese. So you go to your section. It says English starts on page 21. So let's go to page 21. So it starts there with what is tarot. So I'm hoping it gives you a little bit about the. It doesn't. It just tells you what tarot is. 78 cards, mostly used for fortune telling, meditation, and practice of magical rites. It's also a very effective agent in psychotherapy, as help and advisor in psychological matters in general. And then it goes straight into the cards. So, which is a shame. So what does it say? So yeah, it's just keywords. The Fool represents the spirit. Signification in the normal upright position. Folly, mania, extravagance, delirium, frenzy, insecurity. Some of these for an upright position. Card in reverse position. Negligence, absence, bad decision, indecision, apathy. Okay, so it's just basically keywords, but it does give you a representation as well. So like the Fool represents the spirit, the Magician represents willpower, High Priestess represents secret knowledge, Empress represents fertility. So it gives you a general representation of that archetype and then some keywords, but that's it. So it doesn't. I really wish they would just tell you a little bit about the artist and a little bit about the cards. Like I showed, and I'm just going to mention it again before we crack on with these decks. So I showed the Ravenous Dracon tarot yesterday, and this book, this is what I'm talking about. This book is brilliant. I've been reading some of it today. It is a storybook. It is a story of the Fool's journey, which is the relationship between Ravenous the Raven and Dracon the Dragon, using love language, but it's a story of their love affair, if you like, and how they lift each other up and how they help each other out when they go through perilous moments and things like that. But it is written so beautifully. You get your tarot meanings, but you get it set to a story, a beautifully written story. So big up this deck. I've sat this morning and had a bit of a, because I opened it last night on my channel, so I sat this morning with a cup of coffee, and I just sat and I read some of it, and it was beautiful, really beautiful. Hello Maddie. How are you? Okay, so these are the backs, which are nice. It would have been really nice, but I mean, this isn't an expensive deck, so it's probably asking too much. But it would have been really nice if it had got the metallic, same design that's on the box. I mean, it is the same design, but it's not metallic. but it's still a really nice design. I like it. Now, if you remember with Fournier decks, they are a little bit smaller than a standard tarot size. So this is a US Games RWS card, and that's the size difference, narrower and smaller than a standard size. But a lot of people prefer Fournier sizes, particularly if you've got small hands. So it is quite nice and compact. Kind of reminds me of the size when you trim a deck. So I'm thinking of something like my Crystal Visions. This is the size of my Crystal Visions, because now that it's been trimmed down. I was going to see, actually, where did I placed it in my Kelly pouch, and can't think where I put it now. It'll be around here somewhere. Oh, I'll find it later. I was going to do a kind of size comparison. Or maybe, because I trimmed my Dirty Pam. So this is a trimmed Dirty Pam. So I would say it's around the same size. It more or less is. Tiny little bit off the top. So it's even smaller than a trimmed deck. Hi Trinity Faye, how are you? Hi Candy. Oh, let's pop that back. So we've also got a title card here, Tarot de Luz, or I'm just going to refer to it as the Tarot of Light from now on. And it's got each of those 5 languages. So it says here 78 coloured cards and instruction leaflet. So you get a top and a bottom card to protect your deck. Pop them back in the box. Big hugs and healing vibes, Candy. Oh, are you poorly again, Candy? Sorry to hear that. Hi, Raven Song. Simon, I just opened that deck on pre-order. Sorry, I just ordered that deck on pre-order. Can't wait to get it. Also, Okash and Ambers too. I love everything dragons. Oh, the Ravenous Dracon. I'm back. We had a power surge and lost connection. First one in a long time. Oh wow, well welcome back, June. Just about to show the Tarot of Light. It's a Fournier deck, as you can see there. So let's take a look. I really like it. I'm gonna have to edge it, I think, in pink. Jackie brought me some Winsor & Newton Pro markers for my birthday, so I'm gonna dig them out later because it just feels like it needs an edge. I mixed the 2 decks up. I knew what you meant, Caroline. So here's our Fool. I love this style of art. That's an interesting. It's like I was going to say an egg, but it's more like a rock, or a floating rock with an eye. But I love the expression on the face as well. But what is this? What is this? Again, this is why I really would love a little description in the book. Cards are typical Fournier. They're not too bad. They're a little bit thin. It's not the thickest of decks, as you can see, but they're okay. Certainly not the worst. We've also got some astrological symbols on there as well. There is some star constellations as well a bit later on. So here's our magician. I love his pointy hat with the lemon skirt on there. He's got some antlers as well. The colours are really soft and subtle. They're beautiful. The High Priestess. Gorgeous. Oh, look at the Empress. She's clutching this little bird. I'm tempted by the artwork. It's quite different, isn't it? When I've seen pictures online, like I said, I've got a Nicoletta Ciccoli vibe, but I'm not now so much. Maybe perhaps when I get into the minors, there was a couple that I thought, oh, it kind of reminds me of Nicoletta Ciccoli, although a different, as I say, a different art medium. And the Marseille weight with the coloration. The Emperor is really interesting. The goat, and look, notice as well, connecting the Empress to the Emperor, she has this little sun emblem on her coat, her jacket, which is here. I'm doing everything opposite, aren't I? I forget that about StreamYard. I like the way I go into kind of like into shadow with the cards. That's really good because that puts the focus on the cards. Where did you find this deck, please? I found it on Amazon, Maddie. It was off I just picked it up off my Amazon wishlist when I got a birthday voucher. And it was really inexpensive. I think I paid £11 something for it. The Hierophant. I mean, he's got a nice face for a Hierophant. There's no supplicants there. I'm not quite sure yet till I have a proper look through as well, because I've only seen a few images, but what system it's following. I mean, so far I'm thinking RWS, but ooh, when we get to the minors, no, it's kind of semi-illustrated, semi-pippish, so Kim, okay, this is now on my list to buy. Paulina Cassidy, yes, Candy. Yes, there was another deck I was thinking of. Hi, Joey. The Lovers, I think, is stunning. Really beautiful. Look at our Lovers. Just in this embrace. Just wrapped up. And that heart above. Bound together, look, with this. Are these called laurels? What do they call these kind of... can't think of the word, it escapes me, but it's so beautiful. It's really nice, it's really beautiful artwork. Oh, have you found it on Etsy, Jackie? Let's see how much. Let me just click the link for a second and see how much it is on Etsy. It's interesting. Oh, it's at Shop for Top. Just be careful with them. 15.88. You save £2.80. So how much is it on Amazon at the moment? Let's have a look. Tarot D books. Oh, it's not even showing now. Oh, let me get to my orders in case it's listed as something else. So, orders. So here it's called Fournier Ator Sariba Light Tarot Deck. Buy again. Let's bring it up. £14.50 free delivery. But it's not called Tarot Deluxe on... oh, gosh. Yeah, it's not called Tarot Deluxe on Amazon. If you want to do a screenshot, there you go, £14.50. So it has gone up a bit, but I ordered it a couple of weeks ago when I got my birthday vouchers. Just I've not got round to opening it yet. So, Tarot Mirandi, yeah, that kind of art style as well. I've got Tarot Mirandi. Here's the Chariot. I love that. Is it reindeer? And did anybody answer? Is it laurel? What do they call these kind of boughs of laurels? That they appear in nearly every card. So justice is number 8 here. Rather than the RWS strength being at 8. I haven't purchased a deck in quite some time, so this might be the next one. I mean, it's, yes, Laurel, I thought so. Thank you, Marianne. I mean, the thing is, if you buy this deck, you know, it's the cost of, I don't know, a lunch out with a friend or something, isn't it? But you've got it forever. It's not going to break the bank too much. So yeah, and as I said, there are, if you see down at the bottom as well, there's kind of like astrological symbols and things. Love the hermit. It's just this hand holding the lantern. It's gorgeous. A pizza. Yeah, a pizza. In fact, I spent more than that. Bought pizza when I was at Becker's and it was 20 something pound for a large pizza and some dough balls. That was it. Large pizza and dough balls. Delivery charge 22 quid something. So it's cheaper than that. The Wheel of Fortune. Love it. We've got some monkeys on the Wheel of Fortune. And then we've got kind of like a flying rat. It's almost like, the wings are like Patrick Valenza's style wings as well. Strength is beautiful. I'm really enjoying this deck. Look at the moon in the background. The face as well, she looks very melancholy. She's lost her hand. Is this Fornia? It is, Joey. Yeah, it's a Fornia deck. The Hanged Man. We've got the Serpent there on the left. Oh wow, quite a few people are losing into... Why do you say be careful of that Etsy shop? They were the Etsy shop where I was buying the Tarot of It 80 weight decks from, and I got into a bit of a... They were sending the wrong ones, and then once something never even turned up, and it took me a while to get them to send it again. They may be fine now. They may be fine, but at the time I remember thinking I'm not going to order from them anymore. But, you know, that was a long time ago. It was a couple of years ago. Love this death card. Really love that. I don't know if anybody's seen, this reminds me, if you're following Rosario Salerno, Ros Salerno, who is the creator of the... Well, it's a new tarot deck he's working on, but he did the New Choice Tarot de Marseille. And now he's working on a RWS deck called New Voice Tarot. So you've got New Choice for Tarot de Marseille, and then you've got New Voice Tarot. And he, a few days ago, put his death card on his Facebook page. And it reminds me of this because his image was... It was like a trick-or-treater, and the little boy was, well, I'm assuming the little boy was dressed like this at someone's door, holding this sickle, and then there was a king, somebody also in fancy dress, wearing a crown, like dead on the pavement, and there was this man opening a door looking out, and you could see the setting sun in the distance. But the amount of detail that was in there, like the ship, you know, you would see the little ship in the death card was tattooed onto his arm. It was just a little origami one that was on the path. Just really clever. but the little child from that deck, from the New Voice, just reminds me of this. But isn't this a great... And there you see there's like a constellation there as well, but these don't get referenced in the little white book. I'm alright. Oh, good. Okay. Use with caution. It could be fine. I perhaps shouldn't have said temperance. Almost like a little cherubim angel. Oh, love the devil. I've not seen this devil. This isn't an image that I've seen, but I love it. The devil himself is in bondage. Look at the chains around his feet. This is a really cool deck. So many cool decks. The tower. The tower actually isn't being destroyed, is it? Oh, maybe there's a bit of a chunk coming there. But again, you've got all this kind of foliage. But they look like they're skipping and dancing around it rather than falling from it. Hi B, this is Tarot de Luz, or Tarot of Light by Fournier. This is the box. The star. Now, the star, moon, and sun cards are similar, as in, you know, they're the central focal part of the card. I love that. We've got the waves at the bottom. You know how the moon kind of controls the seas, or certainly affects the seas. And there's the sun card, giving life to the plants and the flowers. Cute moon. He's doing it now, and I'm like, no. The cards of Fournier are too small. Or maybe perhaps too small for you, Frank. Like, for me, they're a little bit too small because I've got really big hands. But for some people, these are a perfect size. You know, because, again, it's all down to individual choice, isn't it? Some people are really going to appreciate smaller cards, and some people trim down larger cards to this size because they become more manageable for them. So it's personal choice, I suppose. Love the Judgment card. Look at that. I don't know what Tanji's going on about with Kay. On about snow blowers now. The world. Okay, so that's the majors. The minors are quite unusual. So they don't follow an RWS as such. They're kind of doing their own thing. They're a little bit pippish, but they are scenic as well, so we'll have to see what you think. What's that? Okay, so our Ace of Pentacles. Oh, look at that, the eye on the wrist. This is like, kind of like what was in the Fool card, only with the eye. We've got the lemniscate, the infinity symbol here. I have a couple of Fornia decks, Lisa Parker and Anne Stokes, and love the size for carrying around with me when I go away. Yeah, that's another thing. Transportation purposes, or popping it in your bag. I feel strange starting with the Pentacles as well, because I always usually go through the Pentacles last. Usually goes Cups, Wands, Swords, Pentacles. Interesting 5 of Pentacles. There's a ladder there, which is giving, you know, if you think about it, it's giving somebody the step up. But then you've got this heart on fire, which is that heartbreak and anguish. Six of Pentacles. Quite victorious there. Seven of Pentacles is this dove. Oh, it's a little bit bright. Why won't it adjust? There we go. Lots of symbols on there. Eight of Pentacles. The 9. Notice the Roman numeral is 5 and 4 I's rather than IX. I've seen it done like that a few times, really. But again, it's very different, isn't it? It's kind of doing its own thing. I'm trying to, I guess, make parallels between RWS and this, but they're not always there. Malamir says, this deck reminds me a bit of the art by Ricardo Cavallo's Tarot del Fuego, which is, yeah, and that's a Fornia as well, isn't it? Lots of eyes in the Tarot del Fuego. That deck reminds me of my friend Kelly Bear. The first time I met her in Watkins Books, and I bought us a copy of it each. So we have, rather than the page, we have a knave. The Knave of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Love this queen, but she's looking very grumpy. Very grumpy. We've got elemental symbols as well. So we do have our earth symbol there for the queen. Which earth pentacles, of course. King of Pentacles. Although the King of Pentacles has an air sign. And we've got fiery flames. But we've got lots of earthy kind of vegetation and things at the bottom. Okay, so the Ace of Cups. It's a beautiful deck, but don't think it's one I would use. Yeah, and that's the great thing about seeing walkthroughs, isn't it? There was a couple this week where I was like, who was it that was showing one yesterday? Was it? And I remember thinking, oh yeah, oh I've got to get this, oh this is lovely. And then I thought, will I read with it? Oh, it was Ben showing the Disney villains. It was one that like, oh, why does it keep going out of stock? Why can't we get Disney villains? And then I looked at it and I thought, well, it's great. And then I thought, will I actually use it a lot? And I thought, no, I probably won't, so I'm not going to get it. But that's the great thing about walkthroughs as well, isn't it? The walkthroughs aren't to encourage people to buy, it's to show you them and share your thoughts about them. Just realised I haven't lit my corner. I'm slacking today. Oh, Three of Cups. The human drawings in this deck remind me of how they drew Beavis and Butthead. June said, Simon, of course the Queen of Pentacles is grumpy. She is perpetually pregnant. Did you say what the card stock was like? I did, but that's okay. You might not have been here at that point. I was saying it's typical Fournier. It is a little bit thin, but not where you think, oh, this is thin cardstock. But it's springy, but it's not the thickest of decks. But it's nice, and it's got like a silky sheen. It's not a heavy gloss. It's not matte, but it's, you know, you get that kind of silky feel. Love the Four of Cups. Look at these swans. How gorgeous. And the Five, this little cherub. Little Cupid there. Which, Five of Cups. Ooh, a nod to the tarot cats. They're conjoined, aren't they? That's interesting. For the Six of Cups. Conjoined cats. Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups, I can, you know, well, they're just seven cups, aren't they? But usually we're seeing the choice and things. I've just got to stop comparing it. It's its own thing, which is fine. Eight. Sorry, Simon, I'm in and out with nursing duties. That's okay, Candy. You don't need to say sorry. Nine. It's an interesting card. There's quite a bit going on there, isn't there? Hi, Soul Dreamer. So, I guess the question is, all those people that was, when I was showing the majors, and you were saying, I've got to buy it, I've just added it to my list. How many, now you've seen the minors, still feel the same? Or has anybody taken it off their list? Knave. Yvette says, loved the 7 and 9 of Cups image. Yeah, really nice. Hi, Closet Astrologer. Oh, Kim, still there for Kim. Still on the wish list. Is that a unicorn? It is, isn't it? Riding a unicorn. All the constellations, the background. Look. Too pink. My mind can't compute those words in that order. Who said it's too pink? I know it wouldn't be RL. They really like pink. King of Cups. Wow, talk about King of the Castle. Nice deck, but not for me. That's probably a blessing, Caroline, because you've let me know over the last few weeks the decks that you've bought, and you've got some Either amazing decks on the way or have arrived recently. Ace of Swords. So we've just got swords and wands now, haven't we? Yeah. I only wish the book described. Yes, me too, Star. Definitely agree. I mean, the artwork is beautiful. I mean, look at this for the Two of Swords. It's really, really beautiful. But, you know, because it's kind of doing its own thing, I want to know the... I rather suspect, because the art is years of work, that a lot of the images have been brought into the tarot structure. But I'd like to know the creator's kind of thought process as to why those images are depicted for those particular cards, those to represent those archetypes. For the price, it's good. It's almost there for me, says Robin. Oh, June's bought it. Simon, I brought it. It's charming, unique, and the artwork and interpretations are so interesting to me. Etsy had the best price with free shipping. Oh, that's good. Lisa, this is Tarot Deluxe. Luz, sorry. Tarot of Light by Fournier. I always turn it upside down. Here we have our Five of Swords. Wow, that's a powerful image. The Six. Seven of Swords is gorgeous. Look at that. Although look at the collection. I mean, there's one sword above to make up the seven and three each side. One's dripping blood, and the others has this kind of vine reliefs. There's so much to dive into. Eight of Swords, focusing on that third eye. I actually went over a whole year without buying a deck. This year definitely made up for it. A whole year without buying a deck. Wow. 9. Beautiful 10. Put the key in the centre. I can see the Libra symbol there. Oh, and look, the swords at the top are making a pentagram. Oh, is Patrice back? Simon, Vanetta says to me, bring Simon to the table so we can eat now. Hi, Vanetta. Should I set you a place at the table? Yes, please. What are you having? What are you having for lunch? Because I know it'll be lunch where you guys are. I've got to go to the shops yet to get something in. Well, I've got some lamb koftas in. I want to get some rice and some veggies to have with it for dinner tonight. Oh, look at that. So Al Page there. It's like a phoenix, a golden phoenix. It hasn't got the tuft, has it? But I suppose it could be a golden eagle. Japanese curry lunch. Ooh, what sort of Japanese? Like sushi or... I love sushi. Cocoa curry. Oh, sounds amazing. I'd love to have someone cook for me. Me too. Mind you, Becca cooked for me last week when I was there. She cooked a roast dinner, which was lovely. Yeah, all of the aces have these, I mean, this is a baton, isn't it? A traditional baton with the little sprouts coming out of it. I don't mean Brussels sprouts. But they have these eyes, don't they? Have you noticed with the... Where were we? We have the eye there on the hand for the pentacles. And then we have the eye on the cup. So there's symbolism there. Like we said, it's just a shame we can't dive in and have a read anywhere. And the eye on the sword. Elle says not a cauliflower cheese though. I thought you'd gone. I thought you'd buggered off. Becca had bought some cauliflower cheese and every day she was like, we could have the cauliflower cheese. And me and Elle were just like, yeah, we could. It just didn't sound appealing. I was like, shall I get us a takeaway? Well, I could do the cauliflower cheese. Two of Wands. I looked on the artist's website to see if there's any info, but there's very little to help as it's in Spanish. Any subscribers who is either Spanish or can read or speak Spanish that wants to put something in the comments later after this video, just giving us a little bit of insight into the cards, that would be great. Or in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. If you're a member of the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, then you know, you could always put something in there and we could have a discussion in there about this deck as well, and that might be quite useful. Start a little discussion group about this this particular deck. Have you noticed as well, I only noticed today when I just sat down now and put my iPad on so I can see your comments, I went to check that it was streaming. Oh, sorry, I got an itchy nose. I went to check that it was streaming in Facebook and it now says welcome to Meta. I'm like, it's happening. The metaverse is happening. I mean, it's still got Facebook, but when you first go on, it comes up at the bottom, welcome to Meta. Oh, wow, I've got such an itchy nose all of a sudden. Five of Wands. I like that. Look at that. There's like an eclipsed sun. Well, a sun coming out of being eclipsed by the moon. The 7. It's quite busy in comparison to a lot of the other pips. We have the Ouroboros here in the 8 with the sun and the moon. Nine. Ten. And then we have our final suit of courts, the Knave. They all look very melancholy. Have you noticed the way that their faces are illustrated? And each of the knights are riding different creatures as well. This one's a lion. Oh, I've got those sirens. Tell it's Saturday. The Queen. And then the final card is our king. Very solemn looking king. They've all got this fire emblem, I've noticed, with the kings. His is on his jumper. But, I mean, I know it's the wands, but it's in all of the kings. So there you have it. That's Tarot de Luz, or Luz, Tarot de Luz. Tower of Light. And as I said, it's not the thickest deck, but it's nice, it's compact. I think it'll be great for riffle shuffling. Hi Renee, nice to see you. Yvette says, I can't say that I was good this year, brought too many tarot decks this month alone, such as Benabelwen, Spirit Keepers, Revelation, Lewis Scarabee, UFO Tarot, and the Rorig Tarot. Love this precious deck. So do you think it's one you're going to get, Star? I'm putting them in the box, but I'm going to pop them over on the settee because I'm going to edge them tonight. That can be my little job to do tonight, is to edge that deck. You're welcome, Star. So Robin, did we convince you? Or is my internet going glitchy? Looks like it's going glitchy on my iPad. It's not me having Japanese curry. No, it wasn't Patrice. I was waiting to see what Patrice was having before I was going to say before I accepted her dinner offer, but I'd accept anyway, just to be able to sit with Patrice and Vanetta and have a meal with them. Yeah, Jen, I don't think they've changed the name of Facebook. It's like when you've shut down your apps and you press the Facebook button, it still says F on your icon. This is on my iPad. But then when it opens up, at the bottom, it's got the, I think it's like a lemniscate, or perhaps the little circle, oblong shape. And it says, welcome to Meta, or something about Meta. And then Facebook kicks in. So it's still called Facebook and everything, but it's under that brand now of Meta. Everybody's on about cocoa curry. Is that like a cocoa curry, as in cocoa chocolate? Or cocoa as in coconut? Coconut curry would sound nice. I'm not quite sure about a kind of a cocoa curry though. The company is now Meta. Facebook is still called Facebook. Yeah, it's the brand, isn't it? Robin says, not quite yet. I still need to revisit the walkthroughs a few more times to be sure. Simon, we'll buy you a meal in New York when you visit the US. Oh, bless. I'll have to take a peek. I haven't been paying nearly as much attention to Facebook lately. Accept the dinner, Simon. It will be early Thanksgiving, the holiday we celebrate in America. Enjoy. Yeah, that was coming up. Is that around the 25th of November? I know it's usually like a month before Christmas, isn't it? I misheard Simon about the Pamela curry lunch and Patrice's brunch while I was multitasking. Pamela, what? Just ordered the book. Only one left on Amazon from Prime. It's used too. It's on its way. Oh, I'm not sure what that book is. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I meant when I said about Facebook. You know, it just says welcome to Meta. Or something about Meta at the bottom. I noticed it just as I was coming on. But then in a blink it's gone and your Facebook stream kicks in. So, I need to sort out New York. I'm so nervous about doing it because I've not haven't been to America for 20 years. It's 20 years this year. 2001 was the last time I was there. And I think it used to be really easy. You just went into a travel agent, you said where you wanted to go, they did everything for you, you paid them the money, you got your tickets in the post, and off you went. And then on the plane, you did your visa and everything. Now, you have to kind of book online, and you have to sort your visa out before you go. And I'm like, I wish I was coming with somebody who's been before and knows exactly what to do, because I'm kind of like, I need to... First things first, in January I need to get my passport, because my passport expired. So I need to get that sorted first, and then The Curve of Time. I've not heard of that book. Welcome back, Simon. Have I been somewhere? Did I freeze? Did we lose connection? Thanksgiving is on the 25th this year. It's always on a Thursday. Ah, okay. Candy says, I've come off Facebook for a bit. I just can't with it anymore. Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. I'm obviously in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, probably the majority of the time. I very seldom put something on my own personal. I might just share something like that. I've got some pages for Facebook that I have to manage for work. But other than that, yeah, I don't spend as much time on it as I used to. I was just thinking the other day, I wish there were still travel agencies. It makes it so much easier, so different 20 years later. Well, I never actually got to see New York other than from the airport window. I could see the Twin Towers in the distance, because it was the first time, well, the only time I went to New York, well, Newark Airport. And I took a photograph. It's in the back bedroom, actually, in an album. You could see the Twin Towers, and you could see the Statue of Liberty right in the distance. Simon, a friend of mine just stayed at a couple of guest houses she recommends, which are cheaper than the hotels. I'll send you some links. Thank you, Robin. I'd appreciate that. Because the other thing I've got to think about is accommodation, and I can only come for a week, because Robin was saying it's probably better to go in October rather than August, and that will give me more time to save and stuff. So, which means, you know, we can only take our holidays during school holidays. We can't have any time off whilst, you know, learners, students are in. It's just not allowed. It's refused. So it would just have to be in that 1 week window that I've got. So I'll probably come for 5 days with travel either side of that. Would love to go to the States one day. It is an amazing place. Caroline lives in Long Island. Isabel says, I think it would be good for me to come off Facebook, but so many people use it for... Yeah, I also use it for private things. I find it's a great place to store all my photos, because I don't have a lot of space, because I do YouTubing on my phone. So at the end of each month I create an album, put all my photos into the album, make it private, but it's a great kind of place to store things as well. And I can't come off Facebook because of the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. You know, there's 3,500 members in there now, and I can't just walk away from that. So it's a necessary evil. I miss visiting my cousins in New York City. Didn't feel comfortable crossing the border after 2016. Regularly racialised by airport security. And then the global health crisis, hopefully sometime soon. It's awful. I think there are longer periods needed of time left for it to still be valid, but if Simon's just ordering a new one, that won't apply. What's that? I think there are longer periods needed of time left for it to be valid, But if Simon's just ordering a new one, that won't apply. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Oh, Candice put check the new rules as well, Simon. New rules. Oh, and then Ultraviolet Morgan's put new rules, Candy. I was born in New York. You should come at Christmas. Amazing during the holiday. My family would never forgive me. Never forgive me if I wasn't at the family home at Christmas. That is one thing that is an unwritten rule in my family. And I'm grateful to it because we create amazing memories. But since my grandma died in 1995, we have Christmas dinner out because my mum always said, I don't want a Christmas dinner looking at the Christmas table with her mum. She was saying my mum's chair being empty, I can't bear the thought of it. So we've always eaten out. You know, we changed the way we did Christmas because she was a matriarch, my grandma, a very strong character, and you know, kind of a focal presence. So I found it now. You know, when I said I couldn't find it earlier, I just looked straight at it. The trimmed crystal visions tarot. So yeah, and then not everybody in the family comes for Christmas dinner, but there's a mix of us who do. But then in the afternoon, from about 3 o'clock, Queen's speech time, everybody, extended family, everybody ascend. It was scaled back last year because of the pandemic. And then we have a big buffet in the evening and games and all sorts of merriments and things. But yeah, I could never say I'm not going to be there this Christmas. Passport rules, Simon. Oh, so there's some new rules, but won't they tell me that when I apply for a passport at the post office? Why do they make things so difficult? Simon definitely will stay in New York when you decide to come to the States. Oh, it'll be amazing to meet you, Caroline. Really will. Sorry, I'm not talking in riddles just to keep everybody on their toes. That's just the problem, isn't it? Do you do lives, Candy? Have you done a live video? Don't recall you doing one. But when you are doing lives, and I'm now looking at myself talking, and then I look down and the chat's moved, and I'll see something. I'm like, I don't know what they're on about. The worst, I've stopped doing it now, but the worst is when you watch it back later with the comments on and you see that you missed people's comments. They'll ask you a direct question and I missed it, and then I could kick myself. So I'm like, oh, I missed that question. Especially when I've seen they posted it a couple of times. Too many decks, Simon. Marianne, too many decks, too little time. How can I choose? I typed that out the other day and then it earwormed in my head. You know the song Too Many Men, Too Little Time? It was a big club hit in like the 80s. And now it's earworming in my head. You are so lucky, Simon. My family take great pleasure in finding ways to let me know I'm excluded. Thank goodness for chosen a friend, family and my dogs. Oh, Candy, that's awful. I'm really sorry. If we can't let bygones be bygones, you know, every family, let's be honest, every family have their ups and downs and the people that they don't get on with. You know, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's personal, but I've got two sisters who just don't get on at all. But that's put aside for Christmas. You know, they don't have to sit chatting to each other. They're civil. And they just do their own thing. They're under the same roof, and yeah, I just think Christmas in particular is a time, you know, peace on earth and goodwill to all men. But whether you follow a Christian path or not, you know, I think everybody's kind of adopted Christmas and made it fit, you know. And for me, it's one of my favourite times of the year, and I'm more studying around the Yule aspect now. But for me, Christmas is about just a time of the year where you forget any sort of ills and you just come together with your loved ones. You know, I spoke about love languages a little bit last night when I did the Ravenous Dracon tarot. You know, and for me, time is a massive love language. It's probably my best love language. If people invest time and they want to spend time with you, that's incredible. And that's what Christmas should be, you know, spending time with people. But I also completely agree with what you're saying, Candy, in the fact that we have chosen family members as well. Because not all of us are fortunate enough to have families where they behave like stereotypical families do. And so extended family, chosen family, lifelong friends kind of fill that void sometimes, don't they? Do we need to create a meetup in New York? Possibly. Okay, how are we doing for time? Oh my gosh, it's nearly past. I thought I'd got like 20 minutes or so left. You always say such inspiring things, Simon. Thank you. Okay, what shall we... Oh, let's go with Lion's Gateway. So this is a new deck this week. This is the first edition that Jessica sent to me, which was so lovely and kind. It's fast becoming one of my favourite decks ever. Really love it. And I've left the large edition out. This is the first edition, but it's quite large compared to the other decks. I don't know if anybody's seen the side-by-side I did the other day. 5:30 what? Is it one? It's 1:27. Yeah, so it's almost 5:30 here. So Cuppa catch up in cards is 4 till 5:30 usually, 90 minutes. But there's a time difference because we put our clocks back last Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I think the States do theirs tonight. So we'll be back to normal next week. Alright, so get comfy. A message for the collective for the week ahead. Let me move my mouse. Oh, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Gorgeous image. 5 of Pentacles. A sense that perhaps something's missing. And whatever that might be, you know, when I think about the 5 of Pentacles, I can't help but relay it to a personal experience. And I spoke very much in the early days about how important the 5 of Pentacles was for me in my journey when I left the church and I felt outside of the church in the cold. I was broken and battered, and I felt completely lost. And all my family and all my friends at the time were the other side of that wall, and it was quite a powerful card. But in general, and this is a collective message, the 5 of Pentacles does talk about that sort of sense that something is lacking, something is missing from our lives, and that could be a lack of security perhaps, or that you don't feel like you really belong anywhere. Maybe you have been wounded in some way, you know, from past experiences. But I suppose it's time, the message is it's time for us to do some soul searching really and explore what it is or why we feel this sense of separation, and consider actually, what is it that gives us joy? Where do we find our joy? And if we've got that sense of separation, how do we get that back? How do we connect with people so that we don't feel that we're on the outside, or we've got that hole in the soul, or we feel that sense of separation from something? So it's a time to soul search, it's a time to reflect, but it's a time to think about, and really think about, make a list if you want, of all the things that bring you joy, and then start doing more of that, you know, without guilt, without shame, or anything else that can, you know, stump us from growing spiritually or stop us from taking those steps forward. Just what is it that gives us joy, and let's move towards that. I've got a really itchy nose. It's driving me insane. All right, thank you everybody for being here today. It's been lovely to have a catch up with you all. Oh dear, sorry, I'm gonna go and just have a real good scratch. I've not lit any incense today either because I was a little bit behind, so I don't know why. It's so I feel like I want to sneeze, but I can't. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. If you are in the UK and you're going to a display tonight, have a fabulous night. Stay safe, and I will be back in the week. I've got a couple of pre-recorded videos to do. I'll be here next Saturday for a couple of catch-up and cards. And until then, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.